And I think I'll top you off with one more for your morning commute or whatever to work. WolfStreet.com. It's happening. San Francisco house and condo prices fall. Well, I was just talking, of course, I was just talking about Australia, but again, it's. Remember that guy I keep talking about? $38 Litecoin, $23 Litecoin, and then the new low he's talking about? Who just seems to keep getting it right. His information about the housing market to my guy was phenomenal. And he told me, not that long ago, a couple months ago, that his guy's telling him, housing market bust 2.0, they've got it penned in around 2 years from now. That would put us at 2020. So, Wolf Street, it's happening. San Francisco house and condo prices fall. House prices down $265,000 from peak, down $60,000 from 1 year ago. In San Francisco, the median price of a single family house sales that closed in November fell to $1.435 million. This is down a blistering $265,000 or 15.5% from the crazy peak in February of $1.7 million, a time when only the sky was the limit, and down by $60,000 from November 2017. This puts the median house price below where it had first been in May of 2017. Note the steep slope from the peak in February, which, again, charts, you don't need to see that. Median price means half of the homes sold for more. Half sold for less. So on the bottom end, people can try to push their luck with an occasional small shack in the $800,000 range. All data via Patrick Carlisle, Chief Market Analyst at Compass. And that would be compass.com. At 53% of total sales in San Francisco were condos. About that it says, about 53% were condos. For years, all new housing construction has been condos and apartments, with practically no single-family houses being built, resulting in ever greater population density and an increasing share of condos in the sales mix. The median price of condos whose sales closed in November dropped to $1.2 million. I just hear these numbers. Is this real? Am I reading you a real story that there are condos and tiny houses, small houses that are nearly at or nearly $1 million in anywhere in America, which this happens to be San Francisco, California? The median price of condos whose sales closed in November dropped to $1.2 million. Also includes this few sales in TIC or tenancy in common buildings. While that still sounds like a ludicrously huge amount for a medium condo price like a smallish two-bedroom without anything spectacular, the price is down $50,000 from the peak in March, April, and May, and down $30,000 from November of 2017. Data for condo sales represent actual sales that closed and were reported to the MLS where brokers list properties. However, these sales do not include the sales of new built condos that developers sell through their own sales offices. A lot of condos have been built recently and a lot more are in the pipeline, but developers don't list them with the MLS and don't report sales and prices to the MLS. The median price of all types of dwellings combined dropped to $1.31 million, down about $95,000 or 7% from the peak of $1.41 million in March, and down $14,000 from November last year. Clearly, the sky is not the limit for home prices in San Francisco, but the sky is not yet falling either. These are just relatively minor price declines and volatile data of one of the biggest real estate bubbles the U.S. has ever seen. Sales volume for all types of dwellings combined fell 14% in November compared to a year ago to 444 homes. And by the way, I just feel like saying this. If a bailout needs to come, like I've said, it needs to come for the people. Housing's out of control. So you know what you do? The housing prices need to get cut in half. So everyone that has a mortgage out there, government steps in, We're taking half of what's owed. We're going to give it to the bank. We're going to pay it off. We're redoing your mortgage, if you'd like anyways, it's up to you, to where we lower your payments. Now, if you don't want to lower your payments, you just keep paying what you pay now, your house will be paid off twice as fast because we just cut half of it off there for you. However, the housing market needs to reflect that now. In other words, the housing prices where they are now need to come down to half. That's part of the deal. Government comes in and steps in, bails out, pays off half of all our mortgages. Your new, you got a $400,000 house, you now have a $200,000 house. These things have got to be set back down. But Jay Snip, is that going to happen? Not a chance in hell. That's why we have the boom and bust cycle, known as the business cycle. Again, if you're smart enough to study, research, educate yourself, you can see these things happening. And maybe you want to move out, go rent for a little while, market crashes, let me get back in, go buy a fire sale, beautiful big house, big property, all the stuff you ever wanted for a price that you would have never thought you could get a house for. But that does require you getting out of your house in advance, renting for a little while to capitalize. So, by the way, I wonder if any of my subscribers, there's going to be thousands of people that view this video. Did any one of you just out loud, subconsciously or unconsciously say, bless you? Oh, wait. Oh, he's on video. Did any of you say that out loud? Go ahead and say it. Don't lie. just say it in the comment. I did scream out, bless you, even though you're in the video. Okay. Appreciate you. In San Francisco, as well as the counties of San Mateo and Santa Clara, which make up Silicon Valley, the underlying dynamics of the housing market changed last summer and have since taken a more serious turn for the worse. These median selling prices show that the underlying dynamics have come to the surface. A similar scenario played out in most other Bay Area counties, with only 3 still showing year-over-year increases in median prices, if modest ones. The other counties showed year-over-year declines, data via email from Patrick Carlisle at Compass. And he lists some of the counties. Santa Clara down 1.6, San Mateo 1, Martin County 6, -6, whatever. Sonoma County -5.3, Alameda County, what's that? Plus 2.3 on that one. Contra Costa Central is down 3.8, and Napa down up 1.8. But the Bay Area economy is still hopping, and companies are still hiring. The classic and inevitable tech bust that everyone who has been around here long enough is expecting hasn't arrived yet, and this downturn in housing is taking off in a very strong local economy. So if we have a housing bust and a real strong local economy, what does that mean? Does that mean that the tech bust, 2.0 is coming again? The market cycle, or the business cycle, it's the boom and bust cycle. Prosperity, everyone's making money, everybody's happy, and then bust, I lost my job, I lost my house, prices are crashing, my stocks are down, my 401k sucks. Another 10 years or so, it's back up again. And it's just like a little wave, like an ocean wave or a sine wave, just goes up and down and up and down. And these things have to be dealt with. So because we've had the tech bubble boom, right? Tech got started in the 90s, and it's all the internet and all these tech companies, everybody's making all these tons of money, and people up $1 million, oh my God. And then the tech bubble ended, 2000, 2001. It was 99, 2000. It was over. Oh my God, destruction. But again, there were some gems. What stood the stand of time? Well, we had one that I keep talking about, Amazon, for $1. Like I say, what could you get for $1? $1. How about an Amazon stock? Give me a few thousand of those. And then you sat until recent times, then got it to $1,700. Let me just look. Amazon stock. I just want to see the exact price right now. $1,641. So, tech or not, there's still a market there, right? There's tech stocks. There's going to be a boom and bust cycle there too. Everything has a boom and bust cycle. Although I will tell you something just hit me from back in the day. Edgar Casey, Sleeping Prophet, he gave a prediction to somebody, reading or whatever, or maybe he was just giving a general thing out there. But one of the things he said we have these cycles, these economic cycles, and he said something like every 24 to 25 years, it's kind of a bad one, like, it's worse than the others. And there would be certain companies that wouldn't be too affected by it, that kind of thing. And he did name them. I can't remember them all, but I do remember one. And it's kind of the industry I'm in a little bit at work. Although I'm the IT guy, they deal with telecommunications, business phones and things. But telecommunications was one of the ones that Edgar Casey said that during these times of bad, economic bouts or whatever, that'd be one of the industries that didn't do as bad. Like, so if you happen to do anything in there, and think about cell phones, we got our cell phones, our iPads, and all this stuff. We got data. You can kind of see even in a downturn, just like there could be a horrible downturn in the economy. Are you going to get rid of high-speed internet and go try to find someone that offers dial-up, 56K dial-up? Not a chance in hell. You'll go get a second job slaving around somewhere so that you can keep your high-speed internet. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to me. Anyways, that's it. Take care.